And good morning, country mouse walkers. Welcome to another virtual walk for your treadmill, or just to sit back and watch and see a bit of the scenery. Before I start, I promised my brother-in-law Stephen that I would give a point of reference so he could follow on the map, and just in case anybody else wants to. So I am currently on the crossroads of Thorpe Culvert Road, Wainfleet Bank, and we're going to do a walk round Wainfleet Bank today. But for those who'd like a 3-word point of reference, I am actually stood at the moment at hires.sample.certainty. I'll put that in the description, so if you have a look there you can follow me. So we're going to take a walk east down, sorry about that, down Wainfleet Bank, and then we'll come back west the other way. So it's a bit windy, hopefully not too bad that it affects the mic too much, and it's a bit warmer than it has been. We've had all sorts of weather, rain, snow, frost, fog, but today is quite bright, and at the minute it's 4 degrees, which is about 39 Fahrenheit. So I was going to do Wainfleet St Mary's Church across the fields, around the medieval remains, and then onto Wainfleet Bank, but I came across a very unhappy goose that didn't want to let me down the public footpath, and so I'll go back and do that one another day when he's a bit happier. So we're walking down the east side of Wainfleet Bank. Now Wainfleet Bank is, I'll just check there's no traffic. This side of the bank doesn't get used as much. The water you can see there is called the Old Haven. So everything this side of that is Wainfleet St Mary's. Everything on the other side is Wainfleet All Saints, and it dates back, it's medieval, this area, and this area was once in sort of the 13th, 14th century. It was a port, and one of the biggest ports on the East Coast. They used to ship wool and grain, imports and exports in this area, and for about 3 centuries it was massive. Now there's some confusion to exactly where the whole port was. There's definitely a medieval town just over to our right, but still some land hill works there that can be seen. It's now used as grazing pasture, and the ships and everything used to come up into these areas. As I explained when I walked on Wainfleet Haven earlier in the summer, it's actually a little steeping river, but it's classed as a haven because it's a safe port. We're just passing the old Forge art studio, as you can see. It's not currently open for arts and crafts because of the pandemic. Whether they're doing orders online or things, I don't know. But so Old Haven and this area and Wainfleet Bank. Well, Wainfleet Bank was actually classed as a hamlet. It was recorded in 1378 when that's the first mention of the two parts of Wainfleet being separate. So you've got Wainfleet St Mary, which is a wider spread out area, mainly farmland, farm buildings, and then you've got Wainfleet All Saints, which is farmland and buildings, but the main town of Wainfleet, as it's called, Wainfleet All Saints, is down further towards the east. So gradually, unfortunately, as the land drained, a lot of this area is reclaimed from the sea, some of it naturally, some of it has been done deliberately, and the rivers suffered sedation and all silted up. Then it became less and less viable, and gradually the port itself moved further and further towards the wash. And if you've seen my Gibraltar Point walk, upsetting the little doggy, if you've seen my Gibraltar Point walk, you'll have seen the yachts and small boats on their marina bit, and that is all that's now left of the Steeping Haven outlet into the wash. And the only real big port in this area now is Boston, and further up the coast towards Grimsby, and then you're into the large ports of Hull. So about 1500 was when Wainfleet no longer became a viable port, and the last commercial vessels were 1920 out on the Gibraltar Point estuary port area. So the Haven name, Safe Harbour, has gradually worked its way down the Steeping as the port moved further and further out towards the coast. As I say, it's not 100% sure where the whole port was. As you can see, there's two or three of these bridges. I think there's one we've just passed, which was private property, and they sort of have the land against the river. But, so I'm not sure how long this is going to take us. But we'll make the most of this bright day. So use using it for virtual treadmill walks. It is a flat gradient because we're in the fens. early January, and the UK is in lockdown again, so can't travel far. In fact, we're not supposed to travel anywhere, so I'm only decided to see what I could do locally, where all I need to do is walk without having to drive anywhere. And hopefully wish for a better spring. So I hope everyone out there is keeping safe and well, looking after yourselves. As you can see, if you look down there, the Old Haven's virtually non-existent anymore. Hardly any water. Sorry for the sun, but I just want to show you the land to our right. We've got chickens as well. A lot of the buildings around here are old medieval 13th, 14th century buildings that have been extended or revamped, made into homes. Actually quite warm today. I'm going to take my gloves off. So what I'm thinking, if you like these videos, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. I just have to move out the way because somebody's actually using this side of the road. Now it's yeah, I was saying, like, thumbs up, share these videos. So I understand that YouTube has now changed its algorithms, so where you needed an extensive amount of followers and subscribers, just another vehicle to go past. And a lot of hours, viewable hours, they are now if they think your videos are relevant, extending that down into others. So although these are mainly made for my enjoyment and to help, as they originally started, to help my clients who weren't allowed to be seen during the first lockdown. I've enjoyed doing them, so I've kept going, but if I can let the channel grow, I'd like to do that. Been getting some lovely comments from people who it's bringing back memories from areas they've been to, and from others who just like following and seeing different scenery. I've obviously been down here clearing this area of waterway because it's more open and flowing. Awful lot of walkers out today, but seeing as you're not allowed to travel and it's the safest way of getting your exercise and your fresh air that you're allowed, can't blame them. And you can see where the water is running through. Now, I believe that the farmers have to ask permission to block these off if they need to use or want to use water on the fields if they're dry. So this area we're coming up to is Crow's Bridge. Now, if you watched my Haven walk, I did one evening, and the sun was getting a bit low. I've got a few cars, just let them all sort themselves out. Then this is virtually where I came up to. So that is the steeping, or the Haven River, which looking pretty full. Crow's Bridge, and if I swing round the Old Haven, obviously going under the road and off in that direction, and if I cross over, you can see Haven part that I walk. So I've virtually walked up to those white buildings over there, and this, so that is the steeping flowing down from the Wolds, and if you follow that river down in that direction, it'll take you into Wainfleet, which you see those people walking, that will take them back into Wainfleet, St Mary's side of Wainfleet. So we're now in Wainfleet All Saints, and we're going to head west, back up the other side of the bank we've just been walking on. So we may Probably meet a lot more traffic this way. Tends to be a lot busier. Cross over. Hello. So just passing a holiday park, but these holiday parks generally are lived in all year round. Some people buy them as permanent homes. Looking at, I've got people in front of me who passed me before I started, and I've just seen people who were behind me on the other side. So it seems to be that we're all making this loop to get our exercise for the day. So not too hard to follow me on the map. We've gone down one side, walking east of the Old Haven, and now I'm coming back up on the west side, crossing over from Wainfleet St Mary to Wainfleet All Saints. A little bit windy on this side. See some crops set there, and you can see the bank that I walked on in the summer, which is the bank to the River Haven part of River Steeping. So, as I said, the All Saints Church is further down into Wainfleet, which at some point I will do. It is trying to avoid people at the moment. Wainfleet St Mary Church is just about a quarter of a mile from where we started, and hopefully by passing Grumpy Geese at some point I will get that done for you. Some lovely old houses on this side. The ones on the other side are mainly converted barns and sheds. Beautifully done. I'm not saying they're not lovely houses, but the ones on this side are in their original state mainly. Although there are some newer ones thrown in. Just coming up to another holiday park, and we've got a car. Which side is it on? And it's on the other side. we've got one this side as well. So another permanent holiday home, and some chalets in that one as well, wooden chalets. It's getting a little later in the morning now, so there's a few more cars about. You can see we've had some quite heavy rain, as we've got a little bit of fields flooding there. And some older buildings. Sometimes that's a newer one, but sometimes some of the old ones have dates on them. Conservation house, that one. See, we've got some snowdrops coming out here, and then as you can see, that bridge allows you back onto the other side. Now I'm going to have to talk a little bit, try and block the microphone off, because we can't have the algorithms being picked up by YouTube, or they don't like it. We get in serious trouble for it, so hopefully that's blocked it off. But there we go. We'll see how that sounds when we come to. I might have cut that bit out. So if I did, I apologise. If it went a bit muffled, I apologise. So we've got another area here. Medieval District Heritage Society, the Medieval Church of All Saints, before it moved in into what's known as Wainfleet All Saints main town, demolished in 1820. And this is the old graveyard. I say the church was demolished. There's a small road there that leads up in between the fields and passes a chapel, which is now being converted into a house. Sorry, we're a bit open here, so it's a bit windy. This building here we're coming up to is the old chapel. (1838). I don't know whether you can see that above the door. It's had a new door on it, but I understand it's empty. Whether it'll ever be allowed to be converted, I don't know. And then the old St James's, I believe it's called, that one. It's been under renovation for quite a while. They had the road closed for quite a while. It looks like it's open again. Probably finished converting because it looks like the solar panels on it and the roof's been done. Give you another shot of the old church. So we're about 35 minutes in, so I think I'm going to call it today. Just a brief walk this around Wainfleet Bank. Bright and breezy. Nice to have some sunshine. So thank you very much for walking with me. Thank you if you subscribed. Look at my other videos if you've been using it on the treadmill. Any comments, information that you know that I've missed or interest, please get in touch through the comments. Always interesting to hear of different things I've missed, information that I've overlooked. And take care of yourselves. Hopefully you'll come back and walk with me again soon. So for now, take care. One last look down the Old Haven. Take care then. Bye.